According to UL508A, a foreign voltage is any voltage that is not derived from the main source of power for the enclosure. The main source of power is typically the incoming service entrance. UPS, an uninterruptible power supply, provides backup power to connected equipment when the main power fails. During a power outage, the UPS draws power from its internal batteries to maintain a continuous supply of voltage to the connected devices. Because the voltage coming from the UPS is not derived from the main power source, it is considered a foreign voltage. UL508A requires foreign voltages to be identified with yellow wire. The yellow wire must be used throughout the circuit to maintain the integrity of the foreign voltage identification. If the voltage from the UPS is 120 volts, alternating current red wire can also be used to signify a separate 120 volts power source. Since the voltage coming from the UPS is not derived from the main 120 volts alternating current feed, it is classified as a foreign voltage. Therefore, the wiring from the UPS to other devices should be yellow to indicate the presence of a foreign voltage. Let us delve deeper into the technical aspects of foreign voltage within UL508A panels. We will explore the underlying principles and practical considerations that govern this crucial aspect of electrical safety and design. Firstly, let us define foreign voltage in the context of UL508A. It is any voltage source within the enclosure that is not directly derived from the main incoming power supply. This definition is pivotal because it distinguishes between voltages originating from the primary power source and those stemming from auxiliary sources like UPS units, generators, or even separately derived systems. Understanding this distinction is paramount for ensuring the safety and proper functioning of the control panel. Secondly, consider the rationale behind the UL508A requirement for identifying foreign voltages. The primary objective is to prevent accidental contact with energized circuits when the main disconnect is in the off position. Without proper identification, personnel working on the panel may inadvertently come into contact with live wires, leading to electric shock or other hazardous situations. The use of yellow or red wire is mandated by UL508A, serves as a visual warning to indicate the presence of a foreign voltage source, even when the main power is disconnected. This color coding system is a critical safety measure that enhances worker safety and reduces the risk of electrical accidents. Thirdly, let us examine the specific case of a UPS as a foreign voltage source. A UPS is designed to provide uninterrupted power to connected equipment during a power outage. It achieves this by drawing power from its internal batteries when the main power supply is interrupted. Because the power supplied by the UPS originates from a source separate from the main incoming power, it is classified as a foreign voltage. This classification has significant implications for wiring and safety protocols within the UL508A panel. The wiring from the UPS to other devices must be clearly identified as a foreign voltage circuit, typically through the use of yellow or red wire. This ensures that personnel are aware of the potential for live circuits even when the main disconnect is off. Furthermore, the UPS itself must be properly labeled to indicate its presence as a foreign voltage source. This labeling should include information about the voltage level and current capacity of the UPS, as well as any specific safety precautions that should be observed. Fourthly, let us discuss the practical considerations for wiring foreign voltage circuits within a UL508A panel. The wiring should be physically separated from the main power circuits to minimize the risk of accidental contact. This separation can be achieved through the use of barriers, raceways, or other physical means. The wiring should also be properly supported and secured to prevent damage or displacement. All connections should be made using approved connectors and terminals, and the wiring should be properly terminated to ensure a reliable and safe electrical connection. Fifthly, consider the implications of using red wire to signify a separate 120 volts power source. While yellow wire is the standard color for identifying foreign voltages, red wire can be used in specific cases where the foreign voltage is a separate 120 volts alternating current source. This is often the case when the UPS is supplying 120 volts alternating current power to specific devices within the panel. However, It is important to note that the use of red wire should be clearly documented and labeled to avoid confusion with other red wires in the panel. The labeling should clearly indicate that the red wire is associated with a foreign voltage source and should provide information about the source of the voltage. Sixthly, let us address the importance of proper documentation for foreign voltage circuits within a UL508A panel. Accurate and up-to-date documentation is essential for ensuring the safety and proper maintenance of the panel. The documentation should include a detailed wiring diagram that clearly identifies all foreign voltage circuits. The diagram should show the location of the foreign voltage source, the routing of the wiring, and the devices that are connected to the circuit. The documentation should also include a list of all components used in the foreign voltage circuit, including the wire size, connector type, and terminal block number. This information is crucial for troubleshooting and repairing the circuit in the event of a failure. Seventhly, let us examine the role of UL508 in ensuring the safety of electrical panels. UL508 is a widely recognized standard for the design and construction of industrial control panels. It sets forth specific requirements for the materials, components, and wiring used in these panels. Compliance with UL508 is essential for ensuring that the panel is safe and reliable. The standard addresses a wide range of safety concerns, including protection against electric shock, fire, and mechanical hazards. It also includes requirements for labeling, documentation, and testing. By adhering to the requirements of UL508A, manufacturers can ensure that their control panels meet the highest standards of safety and performance. Eighthly, consider the importance of regular inspection and maintenance for UL508 panels. Regular inspection and maintenance are essential for ensuring the continued safety and reliability of the panel. The inspection should include a visual examination of the wiring, components, and connections. The wiring should be checked for signs of damage or deterioration, and the connection should be tightened to ensure secure electrical connection. The component should be checked for signs of overheating or failure, and any damaged or worn component should be replaced. The panel should also be cleaned to remove any dust or debris that may have accumulated. The maintenance should include testing of the panel's electrical functions to ensure that it is operating properly. This testing should include verification of the voltage levels, current levels, and grounding connections. Any discrepancies should be investigated and corrected. Ninthly, let's discuss the potential hazards associated with improper wiring of foreign voltage circuits. Improper wiring of foreign voltage circuits can create a significant safety hazard. If the wiring is not properly identified and separated from the main power circuits, personnel may inadvertently come into contact with live wires, leading to electric shock or other hazardous situations. Improper wiring can also lead to equipment damage or failure. If the wiring is not properly sized or protected, it may overheat or short circuit, causing damage to the panel components or the connected equipment. In addition, improper wiring can create a fire hazard. If the wiring is not properly insulated or protected, it may ignite flammable materials in the panel, leading to a fire. Tenthly, let's explore the different types of foreign voltage sources that may be encountered in a UL508 panel. In addition to UPS units, other common foreign voltage sources include generators, transformers, and separately derived systems. Generators are often used to provide backup power to the panel in the event of a power outage. Transformers are used to step up or step down the voltage of the power supply. Separately derived systems are electrical systems that are not directly connected to the main power supply. Each of these foreign voltage sources has its own unique characteristics and wiring requirements. It is important to understand these requirements to ensure that the foreign voltage circuits are properly wired and protected. 11thly, let's address the importance of grounding foreign voltage circuits. Grounding is an essential safety measure that helps to protect personnel from electric shock and prevent equipment damage. Foreign voltage circuits should be grounded in accordance with the requirements of UL508 and the National Electrical Code (NEC). The grounding conductor should be properly sized and connected to the grounding electrode system. This will provide a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the overcurrent protection device and energizing the circuit. 12thly, let's discuss the use of overcurrent protection devices in foreign voltage circuits. Overcurrent protection devices, such as fuses and circuit breakers, are used to protect the wiring and equipment from damage due to overloads or short circuits. Foreign voltage circuits should be protected by overcurrent protection devices that are properly sized for the circuit. The overcurrent protection device should be located as close as possible to the source of the foreign voltage. This will provide the best protection against overloads and short circuits. 13thly, let's examine the labeling requirements for foreign voltage circuits in a UL508A panel. Proper labeling is essential for identifying foreign voltage circuits and alerting personnel to the potential hazards. Foreign voltage circuits should be labeled with a warning sign that indicates the presence of a foreign voltage source. The warning sign should be clearly visible and legible. It should also include information about the voltage level and current capacity of the foreign voltage source. In addition, the wiring and components of the foreign voltage circuit should be labeled to identify their function. This will help to prevent confusion and ensure that the circuit is properly maintained. 14thly, let's discuss the importance of training for personnel who work on UL508A panels. Personnel who work on UL508A panels should be properly trained in the safety procedures and wiring requirements for these panels. The training should include instruction on the identification of foreign voltage circuits, the proper wiring techniques, and the use of safety equipment. The training should also include instruction on the hazards associated with working on electrical panels and the steps that can be taken to prevent accidents. 15thly, let's explore the use of personal protective equipment, PPE, when working on UL508A panels. Personal protective equipment, PPE, is essential for protecting personnel from the hazards associated with working on electrical panels. PPE may include items such as safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. Safety glasses should be worn to protect the eyes from flying debris. Gloves should be worn to protect the hands from electric shock. Insulated tools should be used to prevent accidental contact with live wires. 16thly, let's address the importance of following lockout-tagout (LOTO) procedures when working on UL508A panels. Lockout-tagout (LOTO) procedures are used to ensure that the panel is de-energized before any work is performed. LOTO procedures involve disconnecting the power supply to the panel and attaching a lock and tag to the disconnect switch. The lock and tag prevent the switch from being turned back on while work is being performed. LOTO procedures should be followed whenever work is being performed on a UL508A panel. 17thly, let's discuss the use of voltage testers to verify that a circuit is de-energized. Voltage testers are used to verify that a circuit is de-energized before any work is performed. Voltage testers should be used to test all conductors in the circuit, including the neutral and ground conductors. The voltage tester should be properly calibrated and in good working condition. If the voltage tester indicates that the circuit is energized, do not proceed with the work. 18thly, let's examine the importance of maintaining a safe working environment when working on UL508A panels. A safe working environment is essential for preventing accidents and injuries. The work area should be clean and free of clutter. The lighting should be adequate to allow workers to see clearly. The ventilation should be adequate to remove any fumes or dust. The work area should be properly grounded to prevent static electricity. 19thly, let's discuss the importance of reporting any safety hazards that are identified when working on UL508A panels. Any safety hazards that are identified when working on UL508A panels should be reported to a supervisor or safety officer. This will allow the hazards to be corrected and prevent accidents from occurring. Safety hazards may include items such as damaged wiring, exposed conductors, or missing safety guards. 20thly, let's explore the continuous improvement of safety procedures in the context of UL508A panel work. Safety procedures should be continuously reviewed and improved to ensure that they are effective in preventing accidents and injuries. The review should include input from workers who perform the work and from safety professionals. The review should also consider any new technologies or best practices that may be available. By continuously improving safety procedures, organizations can create a safer working environment for their employees. 21stly, it is important to consider the specific application of the UL508A panel when dealing with foreign voltage. The intended use of the panel can influence the types of foreign voltage sources present and the associated safety requirements. For instance, a panel used in a critical process may require a UPS to ensure continuous operation, making the proper handling of foreign voltage from the UPS crucial. On the other hand, a panel used in a less critical application may not have a UPS, but could have other foreign voltage sources such as sensors powered by a separate control transformer. 22ndly, the presence of foreign voltage can affect the testing and commissioning procedures for the UL508A panel. During testing, it is essential to verify that all foreign voltage sources are properly identified and that the wiring is correctly installed. This includes checking the voltage levels, polarity, and grounding of the foreign voltage circuits. Commissioning should also include verifying the functionality of any devices powered by foreign voltage, such as sensors or actuators. 23rdly, consider the impact of modifications or upgrades to the UL508A panel on the foreign voltage circuits. Any modifications or upgrades to the panel should be carefully reviewed to ensure that they do not compromise the safety of the foreign voltage circuits. This includes verifying that the wiring is still properly sized and protected, and that the labeling is still accurate. It may also be necessary to update the documentation to reflect the changes to the foreign voltage circuits. 24thly, let's discuss the importance of ongoing communication and collaboration between different stakeholders involved in the design, installation, and maintenance of UL508A panels with foreign voltage. Effective communication and collaboration are essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of these panels. This includes sharing information about the types of foreign voltage sources present, the associated safety requirements, and any potential hazards. It also includes working together to develop and implement safety procedures and to resolve any issues that may arise. 25thly, let us emphasize that understanding and properly handling foreign voltage in UL508A panels is not merely a matter of compliance with regulations, it is a fundamental aspect of ensuring the safety and well-being of personnel and the reliable operation of equipment. A thorough understanding of the principles, requirements, and best practices discussed here is essential for anyone involved in the design, installation, maintenance, or operation of these panels.